Hi Shivam, good evening. Where are you from? And that. Yes, Ripriya, where are you from? You both belongs to AKT University, right? Good evening, Ripriya. You are from AKT University. So where are you from? Uh, and this college will. Where is this college? Sanskrit. In which state? In UP. Bhatkeshwar. I didn't hear about that. Hyderabad. Okay, you are from Hyderabad. So that means a student in BIF from a different with different states and colleges. Okay, okay. Any doubt you having up to this? Like yesterday, I was very fast about like during the function and closure, but we don't have a time. We have to complete today by DOM application that is important from for our web development course. So we will focus on that. If you want to learn a JS, you can follow W3 school. All those things you able to know all of those things. And I give a very good example yesterday. So if you get that example, so where we can find the previous session recording. Uh, Uh, on the same, your Juho webinar, there will be recorded video, or you can mail or ask in a telegram group. Okay, so you able to find that. Yesterday you are not available, right? I think. Are you there yesterday? Okay. Actually, after Tuesday, they will reply you because today we having a week off. Tomorrow and Monday also we have a week off. Like Monday is holiday, I think, for Telangana. So you might get a like reply from them on Tuesday. I think Tuesday you will get a reply for that. Hi, Ankan, Pawan. How are you guys? Where are you from? Pawan, Ankan. Ankan, am I able to pronunciate your name correctly? Hi, Kola Pujita. Having a friend that not present yesterday, you can ask him to join. Okay, because today is also a session. Okay, we will cover the important thing in JavaScript. So in a job. was- Sir, how much you have already in CSS and JS? Because I didn't join last two session. Last two session I like teach up to the closer in JS. Okay, I came here or teach you the JS I think only. So I completed up to the closer. Okay. Yesterday I shared one I will share one source file if you able to like just perform that. Okay, you able to get what we discuss and what will be the topics. Yeah, this is the file. Here I send the code, and you have to make a setup as per the file changes. Okay, so if you make a loop.js like this. Yeah, I will share one so you will get understand how to make a setup. Okay, when I share my screen, I hope you know already because that is the simple thing. You are in a third year or second year, Shivam? Okay, yesterday I forget to share the code of the this functions. Okay, I will share the code of the functions. Control A, Control C. I think that is the lot of code of 6 to 700 line, but everything is important in that code, guys. Function and closure. So that is the I think 6 to 700 code of lines of code, but everything is important here. There is a no extra topic. Okay, you have to revise if you want to practice. You can. Okay, Amrutansu. What is your name? Amrutansu Panda. Okay, we will wait for 4 to 5 minutes and then we will start the session because we have to cover a lot of things. Okay, I just teach you the basic of the JS. I didn't touch the like high level thing yesterday. Okay, that everything is a basic there, guys. If anyone having any doubt regarding yesterday topics or like JavaScript, you can ask me now. Okay, and I already shared the source code file. Okay, I think code I shared just code, just copy and make a setup. Okay, as you wish. Yesterday I covered closure and function. If anyone having any like doubt, you can ask me. I shared already the source code here. Okay, can access and practice. The student from or like many students. We will wait for 3 to 4 minutes and then we will start. My screen is visible, guys. Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, please ask your friend if your friend is having same course, because there is only 23 students. And so yesterday I discuss about okay, yesterday I discussed about function, type of function, anonymous functions, pure functions, helper function, higher order functions. Okay, arrow functions. Okay, many type of function I like discuss. Then we talk about what is the lexical scope. Okay, these things are very important, guys, because interview, when you are going to like give a interview, like the basics thing start with a let where const and like end up with a closure. If you are um fresher, okay, so they definitely can ask you about of closures and all those things if you having a like interview in a good company. Okay, many of them ask you about like promises and all those things. Okay, we will discuss that thing also by today only. Okay, today we will complete the JavaScript. Okay, yesterday I give you many homework. Sir, I think we have to share the class link in a Telegram group. You have a class link. You can share. I am not in a Telegram group. Okay, sorry for that. Can you share, Shivam, that in a Telegram group? If you having a link, then you can share that. Actually, this is VLT, not VIP. Actually, okay, let's start. Shivam, you share that link. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think my voice is clear to everyone. Ramya Sri, you have to check your your network. My voice is clear to everyone, or it's breaking little bit. Okay. Okay. Yesterday, we have completed up to the closure. So I am talking about the interview questions, guys, and I also talk about the hosting. Okay, hosting is one of the important topic, and they ask you about what is the dead zone. So it seems like your voice is breaking up, sir. I don't think so because my voice is clear to everyone. It seems like okay. Actually, in between, I'm not talking. Okay. I've not started the session completely. That's why I feel like that. Okay, so uh, I'm talking about the hosting yesterday. What is hosting? So see, when we try to assess something before like initialization of something, okay, like here for x, we try to assess that x without it declaration, okay. After declaration, if you assess, you will get definitely like right thing. But before that, in javascript, we discuss what happened. So when you mention something, we know javascript uses ait, okay. So something created in our heap memory, okay, something that is a space, some space. If you mention something in javascript like x, here we mention after, or like where x is equal to 5, okay, we mention something, but we trying to assess here. So we already read that it uses interpreter as well as compiler, okay. So when compiler came and see here something, okay, x, okay. So when you see x, okay, any variable, it will give some spaces in our memory, okay, and the value of that thing will be undefined, okay, undefined, okay. So the value of that thing will be undefined. So when we try to assess that thing before a initialization, then the value of that thing will be undefined. Okay, that is the straightforward our like question. So what is hosting? What is real meaning of the hosting? The thing we give the spaces when we define that thing, okay, that is called the hosting. Actually meaning of the hosting, that is the way to explain the hosting. People explain the hosting like that, okay. When we try to assess something before it initialization, that process called hosting. That process not called hosting. The process when give some spaces, that we called hosting. We hosted that thing, okay. Then after it will go call stack, okay, in our global scope, in our local scope, all those things, okay. Okay, then we discuss about like const and let. Const and let not supported the hosting. There is a hosting, okay, there is also hosting for that, but there is a dead zone, okay. So due to dead zone in like properties of const and let, there is a definition, meaning we cannot access before the initialization when we declare a variable with the help of the const and let, okay. So that the thing, okay, you have to remember. So this is also a very good question from the interviewers. Let's talk about asynchronous coding. Yes. Let's talk about the asynchronous coding in JavaScript, okay. So what is meaning of synchronous? Anyone? No. Okay, we already like read about that JavaScript is a single threaded language, right? So what is the meaning of asynchronous? How asynchronous is possible there? What is meaning of single threaded? If you know about thread, what is thread? Anyone? You guys in a third year of VTech. Okay, we already know that JavaScript follow a single threaded model, meaning is has a one call stack and can execute only one task at a time. Okay, single threaded means one task at a small time. It's called a single thread. Okay, it is a smallest unit of execution within a process. Good, this is a good thing. Okay, so it is a when you do something in your laptop or in your computer, like I started this Chrome. Okay, so I started this, meaning I give a command, that is called, I open that application, that is called application. When I started something, I click to start, launch the this meeting. So that is called the process. Okay, you give our process behind that is started. You start a application, then to start that application we having something, okay, inside that the process start to start that application. Okay, so how process we go on? Okay, so there is a something that will execute our process. Okay, there should be something that will be execute our process, or that thing is called a threads. Okay, so if you having a laptop, okay, I having this laptop, it having i5 core. So i5 core, okay, generally having 4 to 6 core. Okay, depend on the laptop. If you having i5, okay, so if you having i5 with generation 13, so you having a 6 core rather than you having a 4 core. Okay, so we having a 4 core, that means before that we having a 1 core. Okay, in windows you 7. So how we able to execute the thing? Like I open first a Chrome, and with that I open some calculator and I open some VS Code. So with that, how the thing goes on? Because we called it the there is only one core for that, so that will be the busy for the only one task. Okay, so what is happening there? It computer having ability to switch it very fast. So we don't know how it switches from like one application to another application, right? So at that time we having only one core, but we don't know what is going on there. But now the day we having a 4 core, 4 to 6 core. Okay, and that is ability, we having a ability to run a multiple application with the help of the 4 core or 6 core. Okay, so it will be the very fast than the other thing. So if you having a 4 core, it like having a 64 thread inside that. Okay, and that will execute over the process. So this is like simple intro of computer science. Okay, now let's come to the asynchronous. So I told you Java script is a, let me make one async.js. Okay, so I told you Java is script is a single threaded language. Okay, so if I want to, there is something, okay, that will take a time. Okay, some codes offline that will take a time. Okay, so how I able to resolve that problem? So in a starting, okay, like we discuss about how the code is executed. Okay, how the HTML code and JS code executed. So imagine there is a restaurant kitchen. Okay, and if there is a chef could cooked only one order at a time. Okay, and it refused to take new order until the first one was done. The restaurant would be painfully slow. Instead, the chef prepare multiple dishes in a parallel. Okay, so keeping a eyes on each wheel, waiting for some to cook. Okay, so we having a something that is called a web API. Okay, so let me open this. Okay, so how like system goes on when you write some code. So we having a JS engine. Okay, when you write some code here, okay, like this, we having something that is called a JS engine. I already talk about what is JS engine in a browser. That is V8, nothing but V8. Okay, and for is we having different for Mozilla, we have a Rhino and many more engines. Okay, that execute our code. So here inside a JS JS engine, we having two things, that is a memory heap and call stack. Okay, so when the code come in a memory heap, we give some memory. Okay, and if we think the code is mentioned with a asynchronous, that part of code goes to the web API, and web API having a responsibility to execute that code. Okay, and after that it will come in a callback queue. Okay, and then we having something call stack, and we having something that is an event loop. So what is the working of event loop? Okay, so event loop take eyes on a both thing, the callback cube and call stack. If the call stack is empty, okay, there is nothing to execute, so it will allow a process that is in a callback queue to execute in a like to execute in a call stack. Okay, so that's how we able to achieve the asynchronous system in our JavaScript code. Okay, anyone having any doubt? Okay, let's see practically. Okay, I will change this, and I mention here async.js. Okay, and now I will console something here. Um, oh, okay, and I mention here start async.js. Okay, start async, and I save it timeout. Okay, something like I give here 1,000. 1,000 is equivalent to the 1 second when you mention in a set timeout. Okay, and then I console log. Okay, I'm here changing something. I will mention set. I am inside set timeout. Okay, so what will be the output? Anyone can mention the output in end start. No, start. End start. let's run this and see. I will tell you the flow. Okay, already I mentioned the flow here. First, our synchronous. This this both code are synchronous. Okay, this is synchronous, and I mentioned something here that is asynchronous. Okay, so when I start run this code, I'm getting start in after 1 second. If you see, I increase the timing. Okay, 5 seconds like this, and when I'm running this, so there is no output. When it completed a 5 second, I am inside the set timeout. Okay, so I give here the timeout. It will take us some time. Okay, so what uh Java script engine will when Java script engine see this thing, okay, it will send to the web API. Okay, and it will goes in the sorry, it will goes in the callback queue, and it will wait when the up to that our call stack will empty, then it will able to execute. When it will empty, then when it empty, then we allow this code to execute here. Okay, got the process. Okay, so let's talk about the callback function. Callback function. Okay, and I will here mention fetch data. Okay, and here I will send the process data. Okay, see, I mention here some fetch data, and inside that thing we having a asynchronous code, some asynchronous code that is a set timeout. Okay, and here I mentioned something data fetched. Okay, and then I make a callback. Okay, here is a some function. Okay, I am getting some function from here, and here I having a function that is a process data. Okay, this is a nothing but I simulate when we uh, fetching some data from the API. Okay, this is also a good example to present in front of the interviewer. So see, fetch or like I mention a process data. Okay, and then I send this function. Okay, you can send the functions inside the as a parameter. Okay, and you can receive the function as a argument in a JavaScript, because JavaScript function is a very powerful thing. Okay, like in Java we having a classes is a very important. So in JavaScript the functions are very important. Okay, so I'm sending something, so anyone can mention the output. What will be the output? Anyone? Data fetch processing data. Okay, okay, so after 2 seconds, okay, I'm getting data phase, because it also come inside the synchronous, and then I make a call. Okay, and I'm getting processing data. If I call it first, okay, control X here, then processing data and data phase. Okay, I hope everyone get the idea of callback function. Okay, so when a function, like generally in callback function, people call it when a function passed as a argument to the another function, that is called a callback function. So here our process data is a callback function. Okay, I am passing this as a parameter here and receiving as a argument here. Okay, so this is called a callback function. Okay, let's see. Like set timeout, we having one thing more for timing. Set interval. Set interval. We will see promises after something. Okay. To set timeout, like we already see in the in these two example, you can set the time. Okay. So it will be wait up to the time. Okay. And let's talk about set interval. Okay, so we can set a interval between the execution of the program. Okay, what I'm telling, I have some function. Okay, function that is display time. Display time. Okay, and I'm making here. I will something like this. Okay. Wait, let mention here hours and all those things, so you will get an idea about. I'm writing the wrong. So where I mentioned your current time, okay, like new date, and from I will get a current time from I will get a hours. So this is a predefined function inside our. Okay, then I will console this thing. Okay, and here I will set the interval. Okay, set interval, and inside internal interval, I give a 3 second time. Okay, so see what will be happen. I'm getting current time. Then I will getting after 1 second. Then I am getting after 1 second. Okay, after every 3 second, I am getting my output. Okay, so when there is a functionality you have to build, okay, like this, um you have to like make a call to a function, okay, after some interval, so you can use the set interval. Got the idea? Means when we call a function inside another function, that called a callback function, right? No, I didn't mention that thing. I didn't give this thing. I didn't mention the thing. A callback function is a function passed as a argument to another function. Yes, yes, Ramya. Calling a argument in one function is called argument function. Okay, when a callback is a function. Okay, a callback is a function passed as a argument to another function. Okay, so it allow a asynchronous task to execute in the background and trigger the callback when completed. Got it? Like there is a safe that refuses to take a order until it completed the present order. Okay, so think of a callback is leaving your number at a restaurant. So you give a number to the restaurant when it completed that order, then call me. Okay, like that. So you like give that thing like function as a in a restaurant. Okay, you give the number to restaurant when he completed that order. Okay, so call me. So like that. Okay, you give some functionality here. You give some functionality, and when it executed, okay, so generally we process data after the fetching, right? So when you will call back this thing after that data fetch, okay, then you will process that data. It like you are stringify that thing. Okay, discuss the set timeout and set interval. Okay, now like that we having a for same thing we having a clear interval. Okay, and we having a clear timeout. So like I having a same function this. Okay, and I set a set interval. Okay, and I want to clear that interval. Okay, and I'm clearing here this display time. Okay, functionality clear from the interval. Okay, and then I run this code already running. Here it is running. I go live. Put that thing, and I will check console. Okay, so here after 3 seconds, after 4 seconds, I didn't mention the time there, right? Okay, so you have to give the timer ID. I mentioned near the display, but I didn't give the time. So you have to mention a time 3000 like this. Okay. And then I will see this thing. See, after this, I'm getting still getting. Okay. So I didn't provide the timer. It will better to change the example. So after for every 3 second, I like I mention here every 3 second, I am a timeout. Clear the interval like this. When I mention here the thing, I mention something that is I will get some timer ID. Okay, timer ID from here. I will get it will return something like a timer ID. Okay, and then I will give something clear interval, and here I mention a timer ID. Okay, now restart. Am I getting anything? Nothing, right? So I give him the timer ID. It will provide something, so it clear the interval, the whole interval execution of the process. Okay. Uh, above one, I having something that is a clear timeout. Clear timeout. Okay. So like this, you will provide a time. You have to provide in both sides time out ID. Okay. So set timeout will provide a timeout ID same as a timer ID. Okay. Like we got some timer ID from set interval, same as we will get this one also. Okay. So I am commenting this. I hope asynchronous programming is clear. Okay. Promises, async, await, that thing. No one cares here if we are unable to understand. You're not able to understand, Shivam. Which topic you didn't get properly? Can you mention? Ah, sir, I am not doing these reply. So you are attending the first time. That's why you didn't get it. The thing, right? That is a past topics. Okay. So I already those like code file. Okay, and uh, you have to mail. Okay, to the Anjali. Okay, please mention that problem in Telegram group. They will reply. Okay, and you will able to cover your topics. And there is you having something that is called self learning inside our smart intern website, right? There is your profile, I think, and inside that we having self learning, so you can also like learn these things from there also. and you can also watch the previous recording. Okay, so I think we will see now the basic of those. Let me check the topics first. Okay. We will see year 6 and like years 5 and async await all those things. Okay, let me complete if we having something that is called ops. So there is nothing ops. Okay. Uh, I will very quick in ops then. Okay. So we know OP stand for object oriented programming. Okay. What is meaning of object oriented programming? So, meaning of object-oriented programming organize the code into the usual object, improving modularity, maintainability, and scalability. Okay. So, if I give you example, okay, what is I'm trying to say, okay. So, there, let's assume we having a car, okay. So there is a some property, right? There is a some property. So we are calling it a car, right? There is a some property. There should be some property inside that it having a four wheel, okay, and then it having like very little than the truck and buses, okay, its size. Many thing, many functionality and property is there, so that we call a car. Okay. So car having a type. Okay. Car might having some types. Okay. It will be Audi, it will be BMW or something. Okay. Centro. Okay. And some car. Okay. Swift. Okay. So car is a blueprint. Okay, it is an imaginary thing. Okay, it having some property, but it is not like applicable in a real thing. The real thing is we can call car that is a BMW car, Centro car, Swift car. So when the thing come in a real life, okay, that we called object. Okay, so BMW, Centro, all those thing is object, but a car is a blueprint of that thing, right? So we can call it the classes and we call it the object. Okay. The color, model, brand, speed is a property, and start, acceleration, and brake will be the sum of methods in the car. And in the real life, what car is BMW, Centro, and Swift. So we can call it, okay, we can call it class that is a blueprint. Okay, and then these thing we call it objects. Okay, all those things is object of it that is implemented on the basis of this clause. So there is a nothing concept like a JavaScript is not a object is a blueprint or a template of the class. Object, how object? Can we get your LinkedIn ID or something? Object is a blueprint or template of the class. No, class is a blueprint for the object. Okay, object is a something you are implementing something like when you like want to build a building, you having some blueprint of it. Okay, so that thing is a your class. Okay, and when you able to build that building, that thing is a object. Got it? So we having some functionality. There should be four-wheeler, okay, and there will be property of car, model, and brand. So that thing is the properties and method that is like should available in a class, so that we called it a car. And then when you made a Audi, okay, Nissan, Volvo, Swift, BMW, that is your object. Okay, so that's why we called object is a real life thinking. So how we started? So class, if I mention a class is a blueprint for creating object and it defined property. Okay, class person, like I make a person, so person should having a some name. Okay, and it should having some profession. Okay, and it should having some method. So the function inside the class is called method. Okay, so creating an instance of the person, so like this I make a Alice that is 25 and I make it true. So here we having a constructor. So it is not like there is a no concept like fully JavaScript is not a fully object oriented programming, but we have to see this thing. Okay, so we having something name is and like is a student. So this is a blueprint. Okay, and when I make a person one, okay, L is 25 true, then I will make another person on person 2, and there will be Bob. Okay, his is in false. Is he student? No, false. Okay, so this is the thing throughout, like when I make a person. Okay, when I make a person class and I am able to define that person with a different okay properties, like here I having named Alice is 25 and is a student true, but Bob is 30 is a student false. Okay, so I made a real life thing on the basis of like it did it don't have any memory. Okay, it don't take any memory spaces in our heap, but it will take a memory. The object when we create it, it will take a memory inside our heap. Okay, so in ES5 we don't having like properly object oriented, but now we having like object oriented programming in JS. Okay, In starting we don't have. Because in JavaScript everything is object. So if you are like want to try the like thing like this, you mention a person and then you want to use it, you can also do the similar thing using object. Okay, simply in a JS. So JS don't have a concept like that is a JS is not a fully object oriented programming language. Okay, because it having a lot of primitive thing. Object is the instance of the class. Yes. Yeah. Instance of the class. I write that thing. What is meaning of instance? When we implemented something on a blueprint. Okay. So we don't having the thing in like class and all those things. That is if you are like going to learn a JS, then you can like explore this thing. Okay, I'm not going to continue with this thing because we have to like learn JS for the web development, not for the fully JS developer or JS coder. Okay, so our path is a MERN development. So I'm more like going to start DOM manipulation directly. Okay, I forget to mention something, that is ES5 and ES6 concept. Okay, ES5 versus ES6. Yes. Okay, ES5 versus ES6. I will provide all these code through that link. Okay, I shared yesterday. So, what is the ES5 and ES6? What is full form of ES? So, ES stand for ECMA script standard. Okay. So, ES5 released in 2009 and ES6 released in 2014, nearly 2014. Okay. What is full form of ECMA script? Anyone know? It is a company. Okay. ECMA script, yes. What is the full form of ECMA? European Computer Manufacturer Association. Yes, it is a company. Okay. So we having some concept. Okay, that is new. That is not available in a. That was not available in a ES5. Okay, that's why we build something new in a year 6. Year 5, year 5. So first, what was like functionality that was in a year 5 but not in a year 6. Okay, so the first functionality is, that is, use strict. Okay, what is the meaning of use strict? So when you use strict, okay, so is a directive in a JavaScript that enforce strict mode. Okay, so which it help us to like common coding mistake we did. So it prevent that thing. Okay, it prevent the use of the certain unsafe features. Okay, so initially we are hosting something, right? uh, I'm using use strict like this. Okay, I'm doing something. I make one function. I will make one function. Function, and I will make a test function. Okay, inside that I will console this console dot log. Okay, and this keyword. Okay, and then I will call test. Okay, so in strict mode, okay, this function is like this is refer to the global object. Okay, global object that will called a window object. That window means browser. Okay, in a strict mode, and it will be undefined. See, I'm not getting anything, right? If it is a non-strict mode, then we will get something there. Yeah, I think. See, I'm getting my global scope when there is a no strict mode. Okay, and but when I mention here strict mode and I running program. Okay, so I'm getting here the global scope. Okay, and before that I'm getting here my functional. Okay, scope, all those things. If I rerun this, I'm I'm not getting anything yet. If I am going to source code and I open a source code, okay, so this is a comment out. I'm not getting, oh, sorry, I didn't mention here. ES5 versus ES6. Now I'm getting here the windows. Okay, and if I didn't mention, I comment out this ES5 versus ES6. If I comment out this thing, what I will get? I'm getting the same thing. Actually, it is not imported, I think. Okay, so we have to import that thing. Import. Okay, so now I am getting error. What I want to expected, I'm getting that error. Okay, test is already has been declared. Okay, so using use strict, it not allowed to do something like this. Okay, where we are getting that import windows. So it didn't allow the such type of error. Then I having a more functionality in ES5. We will having at the time. Okay, that is a trim. Okay, so search it. Okay, yesterday I give you the work uh, to explore all the functionality of a string and array. So I hope you know about this. I'm not going to explain this. Trim start, trim end. Okay, and then we having getter function and setter function. Okay, getter function and setter function. Actually, I'm running out of time. Complete this thing. Okay, so then there is nothing to say this thing, so I can use a getter function like person dot prototype dot get name like this. Okay, and I can use a set name like this, dot name, and I can provide here name like something Bob. Okay, so like this we can use the functionality of getter and setter. Then what is new in ES 6? I have to mention. In ES 6, what is new in ES 6? So that so functionality we having in ES 5. Okay. Uh, there is one more functionality that is stringify. Okay, that is available, still available in the ES6 also, stringify and all those things. So I'm going to like discuss about only differences, not the thing. So in ES5 we already seen ES6, sorry, we already seen the arrow function. Okay, yesterday. And then we having something spread operator and rest operator. Okay, so like I'm going to define. Okay, this. Okay, so something like that. This is a spread operator. uh because I'm mentioning something. Okay, and I'm mention something in a starting. Okay, to pass to represent this array. Okay, so from 1 2 3 4 5 6, I am mentioning that numbers of array is like this. Okay, and then I'm mentioning 6 7, and if I console dot log new number, so I will get this output. Okay, I will get this output. So this is a spread operator, and a rest operator to accept the multiple multi-line argument. So when you are using like this operator, three dotted operator in as an argument, that will be definitely a rest operator, because it will use the rest of the thing. Okay, like passing 1 2 3. Okay, like I am a passing here something numbers. I think this will be okay if I console uh, call this number. Okay, console and call the sum, and I am like passing 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and there is already we having a new number like passing argument. Okay, then that one, okay, this one variable can represent our the whole this array. Okay, whole this number 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, all of this will represented by this only one variable. Okay, any doubt up to this? Any doubt, guys? So you can use that spread operator is when the question is like very hard, when you try to like attempt with JavaScript and C++ merge two array. In JS, you can use a simply to merge a array. There will be array, and you can spread out that array in other array. You can able to merge that array. So this is a very simple, like it make a process very simple. Okay, and this is one of important topic. Rest operator, all those things. Then we already mentioned let and const, let and const. Okay, this thing. So this list and const having block scope variable introduced in a ES6. Okay, before that we having only a var. Okay, and then we having something that is a module system in a JS. Okay, uh module system in JS. So we can export this any functionality, like I having one module of this ES5, and I having something called a module. Okay, I'm sorry, um, module.js. Okay, and here I'm making something function uh, function module, and I'm consoling here a module. Okay, and there is something function. Okay, and greet a name with a module hello. Okay, and I will do module dot export. Okay, the thing, so I can export that thing. And now if I came here, okay, so I can do one thing, const require module name. Okay, and I can use that thing module name. Okay, so I don't have this thing inside the module. We having a functionality module one. Okay, hello name. Okay, then greet. Okay, then throw error. Like this I can use a module. Okay, so this is a simple meaning. You have to understand only thing, we can export the thing from one file to another file. So that is that comes only in a ES6. In a JS it is available in a React, but it comes in a JS after ES6. Got it? So import and export, all those things only come in a ES6. So I hope I cover everything. Um, the basic of this is only the basic thing, guys. This is, I'm not going to say I'm teach you the advanced thing. Let's talk about the DOM. Okay, DOM.js. Okay, so listen, this is one of important topic for the web development. So DOM stand for Document Object Model, is a programming interface representing the structure of a web page. Okay, and it uses like structure of node to access and manipulate element, attribute, and text. Anyone can explain me the DOM here? Anyone is here? You can raise your hand and you can explain the DOM properly to me. What is DOM? The, like everyone when listen a DOM, this would we have to read the DOM for. Anyone can explain the DOM? What is the real meaning of it? No one? Anyone? Data object model. I think I like how our code run in a browser. It represents the structure of web page in a tree structure. Okay, how it was like. See, listen to me. How programming language work? Every programming language we know it is an intermediate between us and the computer. Okay, so computer language. Okay, so here I mentioned something like in HTML, and we having a browser that is work as an interpreter of a HTML. Okay, when browser came and see, okay, this thing, okay, less than, okay, this thing, okay, so he see he having a definition, okay, inside that. Oh, this is a nothing but a tag. Okay, this is called a tag. Okay, so he started the tag, so he give the token of it. He give the token of this symbol, not symbol. Then he give the token of this doc type. Then he will not provide anything for spaces. Then he will give the token of this thing, okay, HTML. And then he will see, oh, you close this thing. Okay, so we having how much token? One token for this, one token for this. Okay, it converted it. We assume that it converted into the some language that we'll calling token. Okay, so it will provide something for this one token. Then we having second token. Then we having token for this. Then we having token for HTML. Then we having token for this closing the tag. Okay, so total number of token: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when you close, he will see you are closing something. Okay, so he will like make like assume that you want to make one node here. Okay, with the help of this thing. Okay, so he will make a node of this thing. For this thing, okay, HTML and language English. Okay, so for this thing it will store some, make some, what, make some node for it. For this thing also made node, for this thing made node. Okay, after making a nodes, after making some nodes, like there is a node 1, Then there is a node 2. Okay. Then there is a node 3, like this. Okay. So he will see you want to make something, then by itself there is a we having a HTML. HTML stand for hypertext markup language. Markup, what is meaning of markup? It we come like with some tags or some structure. Okay, markup. The meaning of markup is that. So he like already predict you want to, like there is already a definition of everything. You want to make a some tree, so it will make a tree with the help of that nodes it created. Okay, so it will present a whole structure for it, and that structure, this structure, okay, this structure, whole structure, we called it DOM. Okay, any doubt, guys? Give me a time, I will show you perfectly. Any doubt in a DOM, I will show you. Up to this concept, any doubt? You will learn what is a token in like 6th semester, I think. If you are a CSC student, if you are like from other departments, so I am sorry, I cannot help you. Screen is visual. My screen is visual, guys. Can anyone confirm? Anyone confirm me? Okay, see, so it make a document, inside that we having a root element HTML. Okay, for the this example, okay, this example, it make a trees like this. Okay, root element, and then inside that we having a element head, element body. Okay, inside a body we having something, inside the head we having titles and my text. So it represent our HTML structure like this, and this we called a DOM. Okay, this thing we called it DOM. Yes. Okay, so here we can target our DOMs. Okay, like HTML head, and it having some name. Okay, you already like see how we target something in our like HTML tag. You already seen that thing, I hope. Okay, so you can target that thing uh by using something. Okay, I mentioned here my DOM. Okay, DOM. Yes. Okay. So let's say I having some div. Okay, I having a div. Inside that I having something like I having some idea of it. Okay, idea of app, and then DOM multiplication example. Okay, I having a button. Okay, add element, remove element. Okay, and then I having a container. Okay, then if I goes here and I having a some functionality that is get element by id. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we having a some functionality like, let's see here, close this thing and I will rerun this thing. I having something DOM multiplication example. If I add some element, I have to add some element, and if I have to click a element, we have to make a functionality to click a element. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I am making a where, okay, element. Okay, so here what is I want to see, we having a add element. Okay, so I'm getting element. Okay, add element. Okay, if element is there, I'm making a console log element not found. Okay, and console element is found. uh Sorry, if element is there, then mention element found, and send a element. Okay, like I will do something with element, element. Okay, I have to add some, add uh, element dot inner html hello world. Okay, add this thing. So let's see, when I click this inspect, when I click this, I'm not getting anything. Where element document dot get element by id, and then I mention add element properly here, the id, and then I'm doing things, simple things, element dot inner html, simple, remove the all functionality. Okay, so I having error cannot a property of null. Okay, setting not a property of null is the problem. We having document, right? Okay. So I'm not adding anything. I will console simply something. Then I hit this thing, if element, and then I'm adding on a click. Okay, I'm mentioning a function, and I will make a new element is equal to document dot create div, and I'm I will see. I will explain you what is the thing. Okay, and then append the child. Okay, and come here, and when I click, I will get something that is connected with this thing. If I write the same thing in a script, okay, control X, in the same script I will write the thing, and I will remove this thing. Okay, then let me show you. Actually my this thing is not working. I will use a live preview or a show preview. Okay, the ID is add button, and I am using add button, and I am using different thing. Now I will see. Oh, any of you uses a live and you are getting the same problem, because this time we see I am able to like add a new element here, and I do something. Okay, so I just try to say I can target to the DOM manipulation. So there is a functionality that is get element by ID, so I can like target the thing through the ID, and I am making something, I am adding some element. Okay, uh let's make a remove element. Okay, and remove button. Okay, and let's write this thing in that code. Okay, DOM, I will shift here. Okay, and I'm making here src, and inside that I will mention something, dom.js. Okay, now I make a remove element by id. Okay, so if remove button, and then I am adding a listener, that is I am click. Okay, so add event listener means we are giving some event. Okay, and that is a type of click. I am clicking on that. Okay, and I will it will take a callback function. So I have to provide a function, and inside the function we having some functionality, that is a query selector div. So remove that div. Okay, that I created a div. Okay, here created a div, remove that div, and if length is already if length is greater than 0, then remove that chart. Okay, so when I click, I will add, I will add, I will add. When I click remove, I will remove, I will remove, I will remove. Okay, so that's how you can target a element. You can add element through the JavaScript in a Java. Sorry, in JavaScript, in HTML. Okay, in HTML you can add some element. Okay, now we having uh, get element id by tags name. Okay, get element id, element id, element. We having a functionality that is get element by uh not a class name, it's a tag name. Okay, tag name. So through the tag name we can also get it. Okay, so I will make an example. Okay, if I having a div, then do one thing. Okay, so I'm getting a element by tag name that is div. Okay, and I'm doing something. I make a loop, and inside that I am inserting something. Like I'm making blue, then font sides. Okay, so if there is a more than one div, it will apply on the every div. Okay, so see, I'm getting this thing. DOM manipulation, and for this, okay, I will add it something. Okay, so through the get element by tag name you can also like mention something. Okay, okay, here come a questions. I having one thing more, that is get element by class name. Okay, and here I having mentioned some class. No, uh okay, I having another div. Let's say I having another div. uh div. Okay, and I having a output header. Okay, and I having a class. Okay, uh like div. Okay, I mentioned a div, and here I will say I will having a class. Okay, and its name will be div. Okay, now both class are same. Okay, class can be same. You already, I hope you know about this thing. Okay, and now I will use this get element by class. Okay, class name. So I mention where element. Okay, my class. Okay, and I will mention a div. Okay, so so same thing I doing here, I will do here. Okay, let's see. For this I am getting a same property, and for this I'm getting a same property. Okay, so you can generally here one question raised. You having a form. Okay, and there is a two block. Okay, first name, and there is another block, there is also the first name. So when you want to write some first name, so it should also written there in a first name. So how will manage to enable the user to write there? Okay, what you can use? So your answer should be get element by the classes. Okay, for get element by the id we targeted only the id, and for get element by class we target the class. Okay. Yes, someone raised the hand. You having some doubt? Ask me in the Q&A section. You having some doubt? Sandy didn't able to. Yes, ask. You having some doubt, guy? You lower the hand. Left the class. Okay. Any doubt up to that? I will like there is a more functionality. I will talk about the query selector. Okay. So that's like the thing, and there is one more thing, that is a query selector. How can we select the thing? How can like able to use that thing? Get element by we already seen get element by tag name, then get element by id, then get element by class. Now we having something that is uh, query selector. Okay, so we having two things. We I'm writing the code and then I will explain this thing. Okay. So select the first element with the class div. Okay, so I am using a query selector. Okay, document dot query selector, it will select the first element. Let me comment out this. Okay, query selector and query selector all. So this is a selectors. When I like use document dot query selector, it will be having a 2D, right? We having a 2D with the class name. So it will selected this, not this. So we will see the css that we mentioned there only apply here. Okay, only applied here. Okay, got it. So if I am using a query selector, this one, that is applied the first element with the class name div. Okay, and if I am using query selector all, okay, this one, then it will apply on the both. Okay, it is selected all the class name with a div. So here I am getting all those things. Okay, so these are the selector. We see query selector all. These are the selectors. Okay, in a DOM multiplication. Now we will discuss about the methods. Okay, so we having some DOM method. DOM methods. Okay, first is dot create I document dot create element. We already seen this thing uh, in a starting here. Okay, in add button, when I clicking on add, I will create a element. Okay, then we having a remove child. Okay, then we seen remove child. So remove child. Okay, so here we append the child. Okay, then we having something inside a create div. It will create div, and then inside that we have append the child. Okay, and then you have to also mention this is also mentioned, that is text content. Okay, this is a method of method. This is a like method of method in a like uh, we can say in a new element. Okay, in this is a method of a document. Okay, this is a method of document. I mentioned here the document dot create element, and this is a method throughout we add some text. Okay, new element. If I didn't mention something here, so I didn't get recognize that thing on my browser. Okay, then we have to do append child and that new child. Okay, so these are the methods: create element, and then add text content, and then append child. Then we having a something that is a remove. Okay, remove child. When I am using a remove child, and I will target that, I will able to remove. Okay, I will able to remove that thing. If I enable this thing and I am going here, okay, I'm adding a element and I can remove. Okay, then we having a remove child. So these are some methods. Okay, already seen text content. Then we see append the child. Okay, and then we having remove child. I already wrote that thing. Okay, so we already seen the adding text and content there. Okay, there is a lot of functionality. You have to explore that thing by yourself. Okay, and we already seen how can we manipulate the like element using style. Okay, dot color. Okay, I'm using style dot font size, style dot background. So these are the methods of these selectors. Okay, dom. This is these are the method of the dom that is predefined. Okay, there is a something that is important. One thing that is cursor. Okay, or we call it event listeners. Okay, so here is add event listeners. Okay, we add event like this. Okay, take the problem. Actually, I'm forget to make a bracket. This is a bracket of this, and this will be the function. Then inside a function, I have to mention this thing. Okay, and I have to mention one more. So this is for this, and this for this. I forget to close this add event listener dot click. Right. Actually, let me remove this thing. Okay. So there is a event listener that is very important. That is a cursor. Okay. Cursor. Okay. I will show you one example. You have to try this thing. I will share this code through a GitHub. Okay. In your group. Wait. I will say. So event listener is something when you add and when you click, that is a event. Okay, click is a event. Then your cursor, this cursor is a event. Okay, so let me show you some upgraded example. Okay, I will share this code with you. You will try to make it. Okay, so I having something. I am making a reptile interactive cursor. Okay, and I have something. I write some code. I will explain the code. Okay, and I will go live. Okay, you can see this reptile follow my cursor. Okay, this is following my cursor. See. Okay. So what I am doing here, you can see the code. I'm writing only the JavaScript here. Okay, I use every like event listener. See, we have a key down. Okay, we having a key down. When I go down, key up. Okay, when I'm doing up. Okay, so that thing, key up means it will key. This key will come up. Okay, then I'm doing something, mouse down, mouse up. Okay, mouse move. Okay, then I having something canvas. Okay, it is also a event listener. Create element canvas. Okay, we already seen the create element. I'm a element something called canvas, and this thing already we see. But the events listener we having key down, key up. Okay, mouse down, and then we see in this code in above we already seen added event listener click. Okay, so these are the event listener. Okay, so throughout the DOM menu application we add the like thing by conditionally. Okay, here we can make a condition. Okay, if I am clicking here, then add the element like this, and then remove. When I click on a remove, then remove the element. So you can give the like functionality, okay, logic to your whole website. Okay, throughout the JavaScript. So that's why we called JavaScript is the brain of the web development. Okay, HTML is a structure and CSS is a only used for the design. Okay, any doubt up to this? I will take a 15 more minute, guys. I have to complete promises. Any doubt up to this? You have to explore yourself the whole DOM manipulation. It is very big topic. Okay, in 2 3 days we're not able to. Okay, so when we mention about asynchronous, then we have to mention about the callback function. Okay, it will allow us to like run our code synchronously. Then there is a problem in a callback function. Okay, like I mentioned promises dot js. Okay, and I will mention here something. Okay, so there is called callback doom. Okay, so there is a function like I having a function a. Okay, and then I having something inside a function like it return a function. Okay, return a function, return a function, uh function b. Okay, b, like that. And then it will return one more function. uh, it take a function like a b, and it call the function and return a function. Okay, that is b. And inside the b function we having a function c, and it return a function. Okay, or d. Okay, and then it return also a function. Okay, e. Okay, and it doing e plus 1. Okay, so like this we having many thing inside that. Okay, so we are getting a pyramid like structure, and how we able to call this thing? If I like call like this, am I able to understand how I am calling this? Okay, so for better structure, if I run this, I will get a of course I am getting 5 here, but this approach is right. No. Okay, if there is a let's assume my screen is visible to you guys. Yes, this is the last session for JS. I covered many things. Okay, so this is the not a good approach. Okay, to handle the thing. Let's assume there is a thousand and crores lines of code. Can you manage to handle this thing? Okay, we how we calling. Okay, we are not able to understand this thing. If I'm writing this code and there another programmer come, he will not able to understand. For that thing we having a promises. So what is a promises? Promises is object that represent the eventual completion or failure of asynchronous operation, and it resulting a value. Okay, and then it allow you to write a asynchronous code in a more manageable way and avoiding a callback hell. Okay, this is called a callback doom or callback hell. Okay, I can give some example like this. Process data, in process data we having also promises. Okay, and then I'm function calling display. Okay, so using promises I can like simply handle this thing. Okay, like I'm like how I able to call that ever function. I'm making a fetch function, inside that having new promises. I will give the example. Okay, so this is the callback hail. Okay, we don't have, if we don't have a promises, okay, so then we not able to call that functions. We having something different like functions and some function, so we not able to call this that function like this. Okay, so let's understand the promises structure. Okay, so promises having three things: pending, initialization, that is initialize the state and neither fulfilled or not rejected. Then we having a fulfilled. Okay, and fulfilled is the operation that complete it successfully. And then we having a rejected, the operation failed. So promises provide a way to handle the asynchronous processes in a more structured and manner. Okay, so if I talk about the structure of promises, okay, so I will define a promises like this: const, okay, and having something. How to do is I have to manage this thing. Okay, so here I'm doing some mistake. Okay, so here we define a promises like my promises is equal to a new promises. Okay, and inside that it like if I go to these like predefined functionality, so we having a something, it is like sending something, resolve, okay, okay, and reject functionality. If I open this thing and I'm going where is my reject, okay, so reject and resolve, you can like the first functionality it will provide the resolve, and the second thing is a reject. Okay, so if success is true, so it will resolve, okay, rather than it will be reject. Okay, and how we call the promises, uh, so like this, I'm like using my promises, then we use a dot jane, then okay, inside that we having it asks for some argument, okay, and that argument come from the this my promises. Okay, I will pass that argument inside that, and I will pass the result rather than catch it. Okay, we having then and catch, we having a try and catch to resolve the promises. Okay, then catch it, and then if not, then like decide finally, that is if like the either has fulfilled and the thing. In finally we write some code that will execute it, that is necessary to execute. Okay, let me run this thing. Okay, operation successful, promises has settled, either fulfilled or rejected, and then I am getting something that is data fetch promises. Okay, like this. Okay, promises and displaying the data and process the data, that is the above code. Okay, so let me explain this above code. This is a simple structure how can like understand the promises. For above we having something fetch data, inside that we having one promises, it return one promises, then I having a process data. Okay, it also like send some promises, and then I having a display a data. Okay, so here I am calling for fetch, and inside that I am sending a process data, and then I am sending something like display data. Okay, and finally, if I get a result from the display data, I will display the final result. Okay, and if I get a error, then I will get a error. In the catch thing we will write in the last. After that, we write some. If I add some finally, okay, so I can add here some finally code. Finally, okay, I have to close that thing. So if I run this code, I will wait for data space. Then we process the data, then display the data and displaying the processed data, and then all operation completed. Okay. See, here I am get time 2 seconds for this. I am give the time 2 seconds. If I increase the time to 5 seconds, okay, 5 second, 5 second, if for every, and if I run this thing, okay, I will get every result after the 5 second. Okay, data fetched, then we process the data for 5 second, and then we will displaying the data. We take 5 second time to display data, then display data processed, and then all operation completed. Okay, so that's all about the promises. We having something that is similar to promises is async await. Okay, so async await also same promises like concept. If I mention something that is asynchronous function. So asynchronous function is a function that operate asynchronously using the event loop, allowing the non-blocking execution. Okay. Uh, so in async await, okay, I have to mention something. It is a short from form of promises. Okay. So I mention something, and I will use that function. Okay, so first you have to mention, okay, this is asynchronous function using async. Okay, this is similar to the promises. This is one type of promises. Actually, we change the structure of promises. That is not good. Like it taken like lot of size, okay, in our like id, so we changes this method. So it is a async is a one type of promises. Okay, we know during the execution we having a two callback queue. If I will explain, promises is keyword or method. That is a method. Okay, see, if I go and click on this thing, I having a interface. Okay, so promises is a interface. This is a predefined method inside our functionality. Able to get it? You can say it is a keyword, but it is a interface that is defined by the Java. Okay, it is a previewed method. Promises is a method, not a keyword. Okay, the both thing is true. Okay, you can say, if someone asks what is promises, promises is predefined interface in our background of Java script. Okay, let me explain that async a bit. So having something async function. and I mention asynchronous, then I have to mention await. So await, when we mention, when sometime I am fetching, let assume I am fetching some API here, okay, then I will mention await. I don't know how much time will taken by that API data fetching. I don't know. So I have to mention await, okay. So then after it will execute it, okay. Then I mention a one more promises inside async await. I mention a promises, okay. So this is unexpected token I am getting where I'm doing this thing wrong. Async function, async operation is not defined at a async function. I didn't define anything. Async function. Simply, I can call that function my async function. Then I am const result and I send the console dot result. Okay. Let me change this thing. Then I make a async function. Then I have to use a try and catch. Then I will able to do the thing. Okay. So I forget to mention, you have to mention a try and catch. It will also like during some work you are. It is especially built for fetching a API data. We generally use that. Okay. So using async await. Okay. If it provides some error. Okay. So how can I manage? So you have to mention some try and catch. Okay. You have to handle the error. Then finally you able to write that, okay, execute the thing. Operations, there is a on set timeout resolve, okay, console.log enable code. I'm not writing anything. I think from my side there is no error, but I'm getting error from this. Okay, in fact that I'm getting the asynchronous function completed, okay, and function executed completely, all operation a async function complete, okay. Okay, so I think, I hope you will get all those thinking. There is a promises methods. So you have to learn about that. That is your homework. Okay, and that is for today. Thank you everyone. I will share this code through this link. Okay, wait. Everyone copy this link. I will share like later in the next session. I share all the code. I will share this.